Hi, this is David with Mad Bros Media. I'm at Tacoma Comedy Club with the very lovely and talented Margaret Cho. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
How do you like being back in Tacoma again?
I think it's great. You know, it's weird. I end up coming up to this area quite a lot to do different types of shows. And so, I've always done a lot of stuff here. So it's nice to be back.
Oh, it's great to have you back. You always push the envelope to get laughs. Is there a line that you wouldn't cross?
I don't know. I mean, it's sort of like everything it's up for grabs. Like you kind of want to be able to challenge yourself. And nowadays it's very hard to do things without people getting really offended. And I think that for most comics, that's like it posts a great challenge. Like, okay, well, how far can I go without going over the line? And so I think we're all trying to do that. But yeah, it's one of those things that you just never know.
You paved the way for so many, great, Asian stars in Hollywood now. How do you feel about how Asian culture is represented now today in 2019 as compared to when you came into the industry?
It's great. It's so exciting because there's so much more happening. There's so many different kinds of representation. There's different types of stars. There's all sorts of different kinds of ways that we can get out there. And it's really different. And the comedy in particular has opened up really in a really big way. And so I think it's really incredible.
Yeah, there's just been so much breakthrough even within the last just recently few years with Crazy Rich Asians and then the Fresh Off the Boat and all that. So that's really cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, you have so many great accomplishments in your career. Is there something new that you would like to tackle?
I think that there's always something. You want to just completely shift around and do something that challenges you. And for me, I mean, it's always stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy is always going to be a big deal. It's always going to be something that I really work hard towards and something that I really love. And that's something that you always have to reinvent and innovate and grow and change. And so that's to me, it's like about how to stay focused and stay in the art form and keep on moving forward. So I think it's always really challenging. Comedy changes a lot with society and the way that society is now. There's so many things that we're all prompted on due to social media that everybody knows what you're referencing and everybody's on the same page about everything. So that makes it completely a new game. So I love that.
Yeah, and I think it was great the time period that you came out when you started, because I've talked to other comics and I always reference it as the golden age of comedy. So you're already gonna be forever cemented in that era, and then you're still continuing to grow and be and still reinvent yourself. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I really love it. And I love comedy, and I love that I got to do it when I did, and the time that I came up, comedy really changed a lot. And so I'm really lucky to be a part of that.
Who do you find funny? Who makes Margaret laugh?
I love Key and Peele. I mean, of course, they're separate entities, but I always love them as sketch comics. I love Tig Notaro. I love Maria Bamford. I love Wanda Sykes. She's my favorite. I think that Sarah Silverman is amazing. We're all really close friends too, and so that really is a big bonus as well. And there's so many just amazing people that are, to me, very inspiring. People like Ken Jeong and Aquafina, who are doing amazingly well now, especially because of Crazy Rich Asians too. Yeah. So it's really I'm such a fan of comedy, so it's really something that I really treasure, and I get to see the best people all the time.
Yeah, you're a very big advocate for human rights. Is there someone that you look to for inspiration when fighting the greater good?
I think that it's really, it's like you get to see who's out there. There's so many different people that are out there trying to change everything. And I mean, it's politics is so crazy too. There's so much going on. And I always look to people like John Fugelsang and Stephanie Miller, who I think are such great political comics. I love what they're doing, you know, and trying to kind of like make sense of what's going on. I think comedy is a good way to figure out how to navigate this crazy world.
Yeah. We really appreciate you sitting down with us, and we on your future endeavors. We hope you success, and thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
This has been David with Mad Bros Media.